The moment of truth, the moment we all have been waiting for. Habari zenyu?
Mzuri sana.
All right. Kindly request you guys to karibia microphone kidogo, so that wale wa jamaa on the other end can really get to listen to us very, very well. How's you? Now, for anyone who is listening in and they don't know who you guys are, who are you and what do you do? And what is the reason you guys are here today? I think I'll start from my farthest right so that we move in that direction. How's you?
Kabisa.
Interesting.
Hello, I'm Caroline Modoni. Yeah, and I'm part of the Redemptors team.
All right, thank you very much.
I'm Kevin Ochieng, the finance manager of Igor.
Sasa buda wewe ndio msema mapesa na kwa nzuri tena sana.
So hello, welcome all of you. My name is Philomena Mudhoni, the executive director of Redemptors.
All right.
Okay, good evening. I'm Aute Francis. I'm the operations manager of Redemptors.
All right, asante tena sana. Now, the question or rather the one thing on all our minds is how was it when how did you feel when you first heard you guys were, number 2 or you were among the finalists? Did you think you were going to win? Let me start with the gentleman hapa hivi. How did it feel, when your team was mentioned and you got called upon the stage to receive the award?
Well, it was amazing. Basically, when we started the journey, all our eyes was on the prize, and it was something that we expected to be among the top. Yeah.
The expectations are high. Amazing. Confidence, no? Na pia mko nayo. Okay. And I think we should start from the initial, where did the idea come from? And of course, I understand the Mombasa Plastic Prize, everyone applied individually, yes?
Yeah.
And then you guys were brought in as a team. How did you guys, find the chemistry to work together, to come up with the idea consistently over weeks and over the trainings? How did you, how was it? How was the experience?
Okay, for us, I want to say it's not about those times we easily work together, but it's those times we hardly could work together, hardly come to an understanding. These are the times that really pushed us to really know each other better, to know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and how we can actually utilize them well in helping us develop our idea. And so even coming to choosing the idea, it was a tall order, because everybody had his or her own idea, and everybody believed in the idea that they presented. But we had to vote, we had to weigh, we had to see the uniqueness, what is special about it, and how valuable can it be to us, and how competitive can it be. Yeah.
All right, that's very
I think
interesting.
just to say, I remember those times where we left, we were normally at Swahili Port Hub.
Yeah.
So we'd leave 6. At that time, even the guys who were like coaching us, Kina Mwas, they're like, no, you guys go home. Now you'll come back tomorrow. Because we are there, we are deciding on one thing. Nobody is this. At least if 2 or 3 people are like, let's go with this. No, it's everybody, let's go with mine. So I think for the first, it was very hard. But until we left, we kept Mombasa plastics away. We kept plastics away, and we sat down and had coffee together, or even ate somewhere together. We just got to know one another, and we could easily work together. That way we were able to push through, and we came out how it went.
All right.
Yes.
That's very interesting, yeah. And of course, if anyone is listening to us right about now, yeah, what was one of the, during this particular journey, what was the defining moment, for each and every one of you? What was that period you realized, this is the thing that I want, I really want to win this, and I'm going to put my ego aside. I'm going to, compromise on what I do. I'm going to sacrifice for the team and not only for myself. When was this moment? I want to start with the operations gentleman.
Okay, this moment started now when we had now said this is what we are going to do. We had now reached to a consensus. Although, it might not really satisfy you or satisfy everybody, but when the majority speaks, they say the majority have their way. So we had to go with what the majority. And now the time now when we now started, we had now gone to the field. We had now validated our problem. We had started doing our market research, and it was now time. We had gone for the second hackathon, and it was now time to start implementing this idea, now produce the real product. And now this is the time I said, no, I really need now to sacrifice more to bring my time to this thing because I need it. I've sacrificed a lot in order to be able to be here. I need to work. I need to win this thing. The victory belongs to me. Yeah.
That was the defining moment, yeah?
Yeah.
And of course, I understand usually you are, provided some amount to build the prototype, yes? Can you walk us through how you came about to building your prototype? How was that journey?
So for the journey to build our prototype, so basically what we are doing first, we are recycling plastic waste into yarns. Now these yarns can be used to do various products, that is to weave different products. For example, baskets, outdoor furniture like sunbeds, you can have stools and all that. So first we needed to have the yarns. So for me, I would say even that was my defining moment. Yes, we have gone through, it has been a theory this whole time as a team. Now we need to prove that water bottle that you use at home can bring out yarns, and these yarns can be weaved by people. So we had to work and make sure they came out. So of course we worked with JKUAT Innovation Center in Nairobi, where they gave us space and they allowed us to use their machinery. So we traveled there and we made yarns from there. First week, things are not coming through. It's that moment when the chemistry says this, books say this, your idea, as you have put it in your head, it should come out like this. And then the machine decides, no,
that doesn't work.
So it took us like a week or two to just make sure we have the right parameters, the right temperature, so that it does not burn and everything. But in the end, we got our yarns. Then after getting the yarns, everything went smooth now. Getting people to weave, people weave a lot, so that one was easy. But first it was getting those yarns. But now we are like, we sleep and wake up and yarns come out. Yes, we got it now.
Amazing.
Yes.
Of course, when you say people weave a lot, I don't know if a lot of men weave, but that's still a surprise. But one of the things that before that is involved or is a part of the hackathon is talking to the community, and I want to bring Kevin into the mix. How was the experience going into the field, talking to the public, engaging them, telling them this will work for you, trying to convince them about your product?
There's a slogan that we use as a group that if you want to solve a problem, you better involve the community. So we were there getting the insights from them, getting amazing free feedback to validate that the problem was indeed exist. We went further and did the second market research now on the product. We got feedback that also led to the modification and of our product for their specifications that they mentioned. So it was amazing involving the community.
Okay.
Taught us gave us even more and deeper approaches than the one we expected to use in terms of getting the final solution to the problem.
All right. Of course, if you're logging in right about now, we are with the charms in the building. Head on at www.blueradio.co.ke, and of course, shout out going to each and everyone listening in, and of course, more especially to the silent listeners. We know you can't send in your messages, send in your comments, but definitely thank you for listening in. Right about now, 35 past 4 o'clock. Nataka tuange mziki moja hapa amazing by Brooklyn Boys, inajulikana kama Talk Ni Cheap. And of course, when you do come back, I want us to get into the heart of things with the champions. We want to know where is their business headed, what is the plan for the future, and of course, no one better than themselves to answer these questions. Please stay tuned.
From Mombasa, Kenya, this is Blue Radio.
Your product can deliver to them.
Okay, so first, our problem was about the pollution, especially in Mombasa. We have a lot of dumping sites, and when we went to the dumping sites, most of the dirt that is there, it's plastics. So we came up with an idea of how will we eliminate this plastic from from the sites.
Yes.
So that's when we discovered that we can make the plastic, those bottles, we recycle them and we make yarns. Using those yarns, we can make the jewelries, we can make the baskets, the viondos. If you come across the viondos, so we have the plastic viondos, which they are very versatile, they are very strong, they are very long lasting, and even when we took them to the weavers, they saw those yarns, our yarns, to be better than the sisal.
Yarns, ngoja, unajua by the ebu, you haven't, by the I haven't asked, yarns ni ile kamba,
Hiyo kamba.
Yarns is the kamba.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, unajua.
Yani kama ushaona kamba ya makonge.
Najua kamba ya makonge.
Nice. Sasa kama hiyo tunatoka plastic.
So it's called
yarns.
It's called yarns,
English,
in English. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Continue.
Yeah. So we made those, and then we had the stools. So our stools, the sitting part, it's those yarns.
It's the yarn, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, we can also make if you've gone to English Point, okay, easy mikawa kubwa.
Yes.
You will see those sofa sets. You can also make them using our yarns.
Our yarns, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of, unajua ni mara nyingi tumeambiwa unaweza toa hizi chupa, unaweza sijui nini, but high work. But we have given people the solution of buying these things. So waki produce, instead of throwing them, we recycle them.
Instead of
Throwing the
bottles, they
gonna
can't recycle. Now, what I'm really particularly interested in, and of course our listeners, is moving forward. How will you be getting the plastics? What is the plan? How are you going to, source the material? Are you going to buy them from somewhere? How is that going to work?
So our plan to acquire the plastics,
Yes.
we want to work with waste collectors in the informal settlements through a buyback shop. We want to establish a buyback shop where we'll be acquiring these plastics. And right now, when you look at the market, we found that the market for plastics is very low, such that those collecting the plastics are being given a lower price. So our strategy is to offer at least a higher price to those collecting these plastics, in a way that we are trying to create them jobs, through our buyback shops that we have placed strategically in different points in the slums.
Amazing. And now, after you've bought the plastic, what happens to it? Is there a process of, cleaning? Or unajua saa zingine pia chupa, tunakutana na hizi chupa huko kwa streets ziko looking, however they are looking. So how, after you have collected the plastics, how is the process, of refining them? And then finally, walk us through after they are collected, from a collection to now the final product.
So from the buybacks where they are bought from, we take them to the facility.
Yes.
Now here we'll be washing the first stage. You don't want your yarn inanuka yogurt or so many things, so there must be washing. After washing, they will be cut, that is shredded into small particles. Small particles, we call them flakes. So into flakes. So after that, so that they can be introduced into a machine called extruder machine. But even before we cut them, we need to dry them. After washing, we can't put them wet. So you dry them, then you cut them, then you put them in an extruder machine. Now in the extruder machine, you're going to get now yarns from the extruder machine. Basically, the extruder machine works in 3 steps. First of all, it melts, then it extrudes, then now you spool the yarn. Yeah, that is a lot of technical part there, but that's exactly
That's how it works, yeah?
Yes.
Amazing. Of course, what is going to be interesting here is, are you going to be doing this yourselves, or are you going to be bringing people on board?
Of course, from the buyback, of course, we'll involve the community. At the recycling facility, I believe this team has got 2 engineers. I'm an engineer, Philomena is an engineer. And so when it comes to now machine, like the extruder machine, operation and regulation, I am, it cannot be something very new to me. So I am competent, and I believe I can be the best operator to those machines, the extruder machine, the shredder, the dryer. And so maybe plus other few whom we will be able to employ to help us in these duties, because we'll also need to do other things, maybe drivers and such kind of things, and even the office works. So generally we are capable, the four of us, but we'll need others because we need to empower people through this project. Yeah. So I believe we are capable. We have the technical expertise.
With capability, we are capable. If whatever we can show you right now as a prototype is something we didn't involve anyone else, we did it ourselves.
Okay.
So we are capable. But of course, we want to create job opportunities. We want to make sure people are enjoying and people are being involved. So we will ensure we also get people on board.
So when you say you were involved, ulikuwa unashika nyundo na nini ukigongelea kabisa the prototype, because I've seen it, eh?
The prototype first, kwa kutengeneza mpaka tuokote, tulienda tukaokota, after kuokota tukaosha, after kuosha tukakata na the extruder machine, after the extruder machine tukaeka that is the shredder, the shredder machine, then tukaeka kwa extruder machine. That one we did it ourselves. Then after that sasa the weaving part, kwa mfano the one that has the framing ya wood waste. So we go to a furniture place mwenye na uza furniture, then we do it together. After that we show them even how to weave. Some of them don't even know, so we literally showed them, and then they're like, we can do another one for you, we can do another one for you.
Yeah, generally for the furniture, the weaving part, we did it ourselves.
Yes.
Amazing. Of course, I understand the process, or rather this journey was more than 6 months. What can you say are some of the skills you gathered during this particular time? Let me start with the gentleman.
One of the skills is, of course, research skills, design thinking, human-centered design, generally designing for impact. So I believe there are new skills which I've come up with, like I can design for impact. Like when you're designing a new process, you need to start from the users, from where the problem is to the solution, because most of the time you find we start from the solution and then we think the problem from the solution. We need to think the solution from the problem. So these are some of the skills that I've learned. And also teamwork. We were I never knew anyone in this team before. So we've learned to work together, to bear with each other. Yeah, for these few moments we've been, so that we can achieve this goal.
Amazing. Of course, during the training, I believe you guys were walked through financial literacy and handling of money and that kind of thing. Now that you guys are winners, what is the plan? What is the future, of your company? How are you? More importantly, I want to direct it to Mr. Kevin. How are you planning, to ensure there is sustainability in your business?
Well, we are looking forward for a financially stable company with the funds that we've been given. Though we have a deficit of we have a deficit amounting to 1 million based on the ask that we had, the cost of the machinery to the resources that we need to officially launch the machine. So we intend to solicit funds to cover that deficit as we move forward. Then we also want to ensure that we work with other angel investors who can enable us to move forward financially. Other than that, I can say that we have plans to ensure that we are listed in the stock market, so that we can also solicit more from funders in the stock exchange.
Yeah, man, that's really powerful. I like that, Maze. That's powerful. Of course, one of the interesting things during this whole period is the pitching. And I want to bring you into this conversation. How was your experience, during Thursday pitches? I think that really happened jana. How was your experience? Was this your first time? And how moving forward, can you, pitch better? Because right now, like he said, you need more funding. Will you be in the forefront, of seeking this kind of funding? How will you approach the situation?
Okay, I will talk. I will answer that question as me and as Redemptors. So as me, normally I have been involved in a lot of talking. The whole of my high school, I was doing public speaking in nationals and all those. So for me, it wasn't really a new thing. Maybe the only new thing was that this one I have to make you believe me and understand me. So the other ones you're just doing it for for competition, but this one is real. The other one you just told, assume, discuss about trees. This one is real. They've told you, we've given you money, give us a prototype, explain for us a business. So I think that's it. So I have learned that, like, for me it was like whatever I learned or something I have been practicing brought in real life. For Redemptors, some of us, and I know they can agree with me, that they weren't really good with speaking and everything. But I'll speak, for example, about Mr. Francis here. Mr. Francis will speak and then you're like, no. So when you're practicing for pitching and they're like, no, Francis, you sauti unatumia, no. Like, but right now he can even speak. He speaks very well nowadays. Yeah, we've been telling him that. Even he was a judge yesterday at Pitching Thursday. So he's growing. He's growing. So for Redemptors, this whole thing of pitching, every week, we're pitching like almost every Saturday.
And even today we've pitched.
Oh yeah, and even we're from pitching also somewhere else.
Today?
At Close the Gap, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I think we've learned it. Nowadays, we no longer. It's like you just wake us up and tell us to pitch to you about our project, and we won't like start. Oh my God, no. Nowadays, we are very fine, and everybody's comfortable in the team to pitch.
But I feel about the pitching, also, different people want a different thing. Like where we were today, these were guys wanted, these were investors, and they were never interested in the problem we were solving or anything. They were interested in a running business where they can invest their money. And so you find it's a new, you you go here, you are winners the other time, you come here, it's like you know nothing about your business. Like
you have to start again from zero.
You have to start again, you have to replan yourself. So we continue to learn as we grow, so that we perfect on this thing, because we were startups. I never knew so much on business language, business speaking. So at least now we are trying, and with time we'll be very perfect. And even before any investor, we'll be very confident to convince them to invest in our business. Yeah.
Amazing, of course. That's very, very powerful. Now I want to come to the lady on my right. Of course, I don't know how long you've been walking the journey with them, yeah. But what during this period, during the initial stages up to the final bit, how has it been for you as an individual, and of course as a company? Where, more importantly, pardon me, yeah, what future do you see, for the company? Some people will say in 5 years I see us being here. Where do you see yourself first and foremost, and of course the company Redemptors, pardon me, in that time frame?
Okay. I knew this. Okay, she's my sister. Philomena is my sister. So the day she was registering for it, or the day this thing was airing, that there is an interview and everything, she was in a burial, and then she came back and told me there is this and this and this, and we prayed so that she can be, there was that competition of the 141 people. Yeah, and then she was picked. So I knew, mwenzako akipita hapo, even knew you're somewhere. So after that, I supported her every end. I supported them even the time they came to Nairobi, so that we can look for the company that is going to help them for the machines. I remember during the collection of the waste, we would collect in school. Yeah, I looked for my friends, Kinadan. I remember I looked for them. They helped us collect them. Yeah, like the journey, it has been fine. Like I just loved, and then I fell in love with this group. I just fell in love with this company. So it was nice. And for myself, like, muambia kitambo, me am yours. Even if you don't adapt it, I adapted myself inside the group. Yeah, so I see myself growing in this group. I see myself in this company. Yeah. And since I'm doing a business course, we are going to do many innovations. We are going to innovate a lot of things. I'm an innovator by profession. Okay, and Redemptors, I'm very sure by next year we will be far. We are praying that we get the investors. We have a deficit, as he has said. Yeah, and we need money to, you can't just have the machine and you don't have the space, we need a space. If it is renting, the what, yeah, we need many things. But I'm very sure kama tumefika hapa, yeah, we are still headed on. Yeah.
All right. If you're logging in right about now, we are in the second hour of the drive show. Of course, I told you tuko na machampe za pandani. Now we are breaking down a little bit more about their. Right about now, 18 past 5 o'clock. Yaman, you know you're chopping it up with man like Kipto. Of course, I am joined by the Redemptors, wanajulikana kama Eco Redemptors. Of course, right about now, we are talking about everything environment and of course the solution they are bringing to the table. Of course, if you're joining us, thank you very much for choosing us to be your designated captains this evening. And of course, right about now, I want us to get into the heart of things. Of course, as we wrap up, I want them to give us a little bit scope of what is coming up in the future. Of course, what is planned, what can we expect. Of course, you have people who are following closely, you know, I think first of all from family, friends, and of course there is expectations from yourselves. What can we, you know, as especially as the media and people who are watching closely, what can we expect in the coming future? I want to start with you.
Okay, in the coming future, number one is we need to, our main aim is now to pull up for more resources so that we can bridge the deficit which is there. But further to that, we also want to start working on whatever we can do. Number one, registration and ensuring everything is in line according to the regulations, the government regulations that are required of us. We need to know at least what is actually required of us so that we operate according to the law, such that not every time we are running in the corridors of justice. Again, we want also to acquire the space and we want to figure out where can we start. There's that deficit, yes, but money cannot just stay idle. If it stays idle, 2 years later, 1 year later, 1 month later, the value shall have reduced. So we also want to know where we are going to start, whether it's just to start by starting with Flex alone, or where are we going to head to after this. It's just seeing what we can really start with, so that we are up and running and we are active. We are not dormant, we are not dead, so that they say walishinda na wakagawanya pesa, this was not the right team. Yeah, we want to remain relevant. We want to really continue convincing people that we were actually the right team, we were the best team, and they chose the best. Yeah.
Of course, coming to you, Philomena.
A lot is on the way. Expect a lot. Expect to hear us everywhere. Starting from, we are very big enthusiasts of beach cleanups. That's what we have been doing. And even a big project called Beach Safi project is coming along. I'm sure within the next 1 month.
First July.
We
need to launch it by 1st July.
We are launching it. This was even aside from the Mombasa Plastics Prize. So basically, I'd say we started as Mombasa Plastic or under Mombasa Plastics, but we've grown. We are thinking bigger. We are thinking greater. It's not just about plastic pollution only. It's about every pollution. And that's why if you hear our name, we are not talking about, there's no plastic in our name. It's eco. It's the whole environment. Yes.
Thank you very much. Of course, the guy who handles the money, how are you going to ensure there is sustainability, you know, in your company moving forward?
When we look at the revenue streams that we have for the business, I think they're well thought of, and they're in a position to ensure that we have a return on investment for the business. First, we want to work with our financial intermediaries, the banks, to ensure that we have a good credit score, that is. So with the good credit score, I believe that we can expand on our business operations. Then on our future plan, I think in less than a year, we will have launched the plant in it. We aspire to have the plant here in Mombasa so that we can employ individuals, create jobs, and empower women as well.
Nice about empowering the women. You guys are from Mombasa, all of you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Finally, the lady in the building, of course. what is your parting shot as we wind up?
Okay, first I would like to thank Mombasa Plastic Prize, because if it weren't for them, Eco Redemptors would not have come to existence, and they will not have come with this idea of how to make these yarns and everything. And then I will also thank you viewers who are listening to us. Okay, not viewers, but the ones who are listening to us at this moment. Expect a lot from us. We will be launching new things. We don't want to be dormant, and I know through our smartness, our confidence, our hard work, we will reach to our goal finally.
Asante tena sana. Of course, you haven't mentioned your social media. Of course, if anyone wants to find you guys, how can they go about it?
On social media, we are there on Twitter at Redemptors, on Instagram at Eco_Redemptors, on Facebook at Eco Redemptors. Or you can email us at ecoredemptors@gmail.com, or on phone, Philomena and I are the contact persons for the group. You can get us on 0719 54 39 27 for Francis, and for Philomena
0717 400 827.
All right. Na kwa nzuri tena sana. Of course, it has been amazing to have you guys pull up. It's amazing what you're doing, and once more, congratulations. Of course, I do hope maybe a potential investor is listening in na akamthuru na hizo modo busy endelea usio. Yeah man. Of course, thank you for listening in. Right about now, I want us to go back into the music. Of course, before we do actually exit, I want to engage our guests on our social media question of the day. What is that one disadvantage of living alone? I want to start with the ladies. Let me start with the lady on my right.
Disadvantage of living alone.
What is the disadvantage of living alone? Wewe kama umeishi peke yako.
Living alone.
Yes. Maybe right now you're in college, you're in uni, let's say home you're living with your family, but that transition, what is the biggest disadvantage?
Okay. Wow. Can he answer?
Okay, while you gather your thoughts, let's move on.
So based on my personality, me as a person, I think that I'm more of outgoing, and naweza penda kuwa na mse napiga naye story pengine time. So nikiwa peke yangu, that is nitafeel ni kama naboeka, maybe sasa nitoke nitafute form kwingine. Unaelewa?
Nakufuata. Kwa nzuri tena sana. Of course, we can't skip, by the way, everyone can skip, okay?
One thing, me maze kupika huwa ni ngumu sana. Yes. So just getting home, maybe like now I'm going to get home late, like from here I'm going back to Migadini, see? Now maybe sitaenda nyumbani direct. Nitapitia kwingine, leo ni Friday. Naweza pitia kwingine. Sijasema nitapitia. Pitia. So then going back home late, starting maybe everything is messy when uliziacha nyumbani. Unajikuta mimi kupika wanda ni ngumu tu nikiwa peke yangu.
Uko solo,
Yeah.
All right.
What if you don't find any disadvantage in living alone? You say, no, for example, me, I talk a lot. So you'll find I do that. Whenever I'm outside the house, I'm just talking, I'm just with people. So sometimes mi wenda kwa nyumba na feel vizuri. Like,
unaongea peke yako.
Hata siongei, like now it's break time. For me, it's break time.
It's break time, eh?
Yeah, just go, relax, do your own things.
You're interesting. Of course, umegather your thoughts, ama...
Okay. The disadvantages of I personally living alone is that one, kuna boesha kiplani, jua like saa uongeleshe mse nini. And me always like home. Juu unajua saa kama kwa mfano ningekuwa nasoma hapa karibu na nyumbani, ningekuwa natoka shule classes na kuja napata mabiasha tengeneza pale hivyo msosi. Lakini koko like umetoka sijui discussion ama kata ama exam nini, akili iko overloaded, uko njaa, but ushe ile choka mpaka unasikia njaa, but kama
you just have to sleep,
yeah. So yeah, I think that's
the biggest
for me.
disadvantage. All right. Right about now I want to be dropping this track by Had the Band Mafutani. Sijui leo kama wewe uko mafutani because kuna wenye hapa ndani wako mafutani. See you on the other side.